China's Ucyao School of Acrobatic Arts trains today's children to be tomorrow's professional acrobatic stars.
Good. Good. Come down. That was successful. That was excellent. Try to be successful the first time. Don't do it over and over again.
Mr. Zhao's class are the top students at this elite school. This is the intensive group, and their aim this year is to win top honors at the Gold Lion Festival in Zhongyi City.
Looking good when you come down is important. Liger, watch out for quality.
Winning gold could transform their lives. It can open doors into the best troops in China and bring them and their families financial security.
By the time they graduate, they're the best and most talented students. For them, it is not difficult to get into China's best acrobatic troops. You up there, pay attention. Keep still. Good.
Liga is just 10 years old. Although she's only been at the school for 2 years, she's rocketed into the intensive class and has taken the top position in many of the group's pyramid routines.
When we first started practicing the pyramid, I was scared, but the teacher told me I'd be safe. After a couple of goes, I wasn't so scared.
Let's hold it for 15 seconds. Liger, you have to be fast and beautiful. When she practices, she has personality. If she cannot master a new routine, she will often feel very nervous and cry to herself. When other kids are taking a break, eating lunch, or taking a nap, she will continue to practice alone.
The rest of the group has been here for 5 years, and I've only been here for 2. In my heart, I really want to be better than the rest.
Liga's family are peasant farmers. Today, her dad and her little brother have come to watch her practice. The family home is in the Shanxi province, which is about 10 hours travel away by train. It's the first time they've seen Liga in 6 months.
When she was a young child, she was quite sickly. Because she was sickly, we encouraged her to exercise. Later on, we found that she was quite talented and strong-willed. If she likes doing something, she always tries to be number 1. In China, we have a proverb: only if you can stand the hardest of hardships can you hope to rise in society.
The school is famous for its human pyramids. Everyone relies on each other. Breaths and heartbeats are almost in unison. Su Mong, at the bottom of the pyramid, is one of the unsung heroes of the intensive group. There's little glamour being at the bottom, but stability is vital. There's a lot of weight riding on these young shoulders.
When I am at the bottom of the pyramid, I have to bear around 35 to 40 kilos. After practicing this routine, my arms and waist ache. With Simon, when it comes to practicing, he is very smart. He has very quick reactions. He is the kind of kid who has potential.
Ucao is known throughout China as the historic heartland of acrobatics. As the local saying goes, whether just learning to walk or 90 years old, everyone in Ucao knows a few acrobatic tricks. There are lots of small private acrobatic schools throughout this region, but none has the prestige and reputation of the Ucao School of Acrobatic Arts. Founded in 1985, the school was the first of only 3 government-funded acrobatic schools set up in China. It's based in the heart of the Hebei countryside, some 360 kilometers south of Beijing. There are just under 200 students boarding at the school, and they range from new entrants aged just 7 and 8 to seniors who are coming to the end of 6 years of rigorous training. Students work in groups according to ability rather than age, and much of the day is devoted to learning their acrobatic craft, with academic studies taking only 2 hours of each school day. For the first 2 years, they concentrate on the basic skills. Performance elements are introduced in middle school. And it's here that some students take on speciality work with specific props. It's only in the final 2 years that students concentrate wholly on performance.
You have to be very careful about quality. We're a formal school and expect accuracy.
Zhao knows what it takes. A medal-winning performer himself less than 10 years ago. He is tutor, mentor, and friend to the group.
During lessons, I am often strict with them. After class, I am more like a parent to them. I would dote on them, worry about them, and look out for them. I think my relationship with the students is very close.
When we make a mistake, he's very different from the other teachers. He doesn't punish us. Even if we make the same mistake again, he'll correct us with a joke. We all like him and enjoy his company.
Once a week, the new intake students must face their most daunting class of all, stretching. Extreme stretching is a painful but essential component of the first year's training.
What's the problem? I haven't pushed your leg down yet and you're already crying.
Tendons and ligaments are pushed to the absolute limits of human endurance.
What's wrong? Don't cry.
The teachers must administer what they themselves endured in childhood. The regime is designed to give each growing body almost superhuman suppleness and flexibility. Even the seniors can recall those early months. The pain of stretching, a common memory for all who endured it.
Every day, when the teacher stretched my legs, all I could think about was the pain, but I would put up with it.
When we stretched our legs, it was very painful. Other children cried and kicked up a fuss. I didn't cry because the teacher encouraged us to keep going. With bad times comes the good times.
After 3 hours of practice and a day that started at 6 a.m., lunchtime is a welcome break for the intensive group. It's about the only time they have to hang out and relax from the rigors of training. On average, this group spends between 12 to 14 hours a day in each other's company. They're more bonded than many families.
Because we are together for 14 hours each day, we are like brothers and sisters, a family.
The bond between us is even closer than I have with my brothers. The relationships are stronger here than back home.
This year's new intake has been here just 3 months. These 7- and 8-year-olds are grappling with the most basic of acrobatic skills. They are learning to build up their strength, their flexibility, and their focus.
We spend time on one exercise, and when they feel tired with it, we change to another exercise. That way they won't lose interest in the exercises and techniques.
Wu Tiangtiang's father didn't want her to go through the tough audition for this school.
I said to Dad, if I wasn't allowed to go, I would cry. Then my dad said, okay, I could go. And that's how it was.
Although the days are long and some of the exercises painful, Wu feels the hard work is worth it.
It's very good. From the time we get up and start exercising, it's fun.
For some of the children, it is tough, but for others, it's interesting and a kind of pleasure.
Even the pain of stretching is something that Wu is learning to master.
Stretching is okay. I hope that when I can perform on the stage, my legs will be very flexible. You have to be strong. In the first few weeks, it really hurt doing the stretches, and I even cried once.
For a few brief moments a day, Wu and her friends are able to play like 7-year-olds the world over. It's a welcome break in a school day that will not finish until early evening. It's also a world without parents. The children will go home 3 times a year for holidays, and parents are allowed to visit their children only once a month.
When I'm homesick, I chat to my friends about whether or not they are homesick too. After we've chatted for a while, I don't miss home anymore.
Like many from these parts, acrobatics runs in families. Mr. Zhao's father was also a professional acrobat and is still a much respected teacher and elder statesman at the school.
I remember seeing my father perform on stage, and from that time, I wanted to be like him.
I spoke to my wife about our son having a goal. He was pretty good. My son was very gifted.
So young Zhao joined the Ucyao school. But life wasn't easy for the youngster, especially with his father in charge.
At that time, my dad looked after me and he was very strict. It was 3 to 4 months before my mum came to visit me. It seemed like a very long time. When I spotted her, I stopped practicing and ran over to her. I hugged her legs and started to cry. She asked me why I cried. Was it because the other kids had hit or bullied me? I told her it was because I missed her.
It's perhaps these experiences that make Zhao such a gifted teacher.
Let's start.
His teaching method is renowned for being gentle yet effective.
Straight. Good. That wasn't bad. You're on an angle. I try to remember what my teachers were like and what was good and bad about their teaching styles. When I became a teacher, and when I teach kids today, I try to incorporate some of those techniques. Can you see? Legs need to be straight. Your legs should be the same as your arms. Keep your knees straight. Are they straight or not?
This first 6 months is a trial period, and the children can be asked to leave at any time. 1 in 6 of these children will not return next term. At just 7 and 8 years of age, the pressure to perform and push to the highest level is becoming ingrained. Wu Chengcheng worries about the prospect of not making it through.
I'm a bit worried. Last time 2 of my classmates had to leave. Sometimes we had to take tests, and if your mark isn't good enough, then you may need to leave. So I try my best.
It's nearly the end of another 15-hour day at Ucyao school. Time to do washing and chores, or just hang out. Until lights out at 9:20. Every school day starts at 6 a.m. Time for morning stretches and fitness work. It's the coolest part of the day and the best time to concentrate on building stamina. This is the start of another school day that will not end until 8:30 this evening. Practicing in the gym is one thing, but the intensives desperately need the experience of performing in front of a large crowd. They've been booked to entertain at the opening of the World Yachting Championships in Ucyao in just under a week. But they are far from ready, and Mr. Zhao is losing patience.
It's very difficult to repeat this pose again with so many people, so you should try your best to do it this time. Raise your heads. Raise your heads.
好，1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15、16。
You have been training for so long on this routine, but you still have not perfected it. Try again. Keep your heads up. 16 seconds isn't good enough. Even 19 seconds won't cut it either. If the audience misses a second or two from your pose, so will the judges. Don't try to fool me. I'm watching you all very carefully.
The morning goes from bad to worse.
I really don't know what you've been practicing. I feel that my method can often provide better results. Because when the kids have problems with the routine, I will change my teaching approach and encourage them more. Okay, practice that again. If you do this perfectly, you can have chocolate. Can you do it? Keep your word. Chinese always keep their promises. If you can practice it well this time, we can go and have lunch.
It's good enough for a lunch break, but nowhere near good enough for a professional performance.
Drop down.
While teacher Zhao takes a break, the intensive group stays behind to discuss the morning's problems.
When we make a mistake, we talk about it together as a group. We don't blame each other.
With the main competition of the year less than 2 months away, everyone is beginning to worry about their own special part in the routine. Liga is especially worried about the highest pyramid of all.
It feels as though we've been practicing less recently. I'm frightened that someone might be injured.
Liga has every reason to be concerned. Not long ago, she fell from the top of the pyramid.
The teacher didn't realize I was about to fall and didn't react fast enough, and I was knocked out. It wasn't until the teacher took me to the hospital that I realized I had broken my tooth.
Recognizing they've had enough for one day, Zhao starts the afternoon with some back-to-basics handstands.
When they are having an off day, I tell them to change to an easier routine, to build up their confidence again.
The toll of working this hard, 10 to 12 hours a day, and often 7 days a week, is beginning to show. With half a century's experience behind him, one of Mr. Zhao Sr.'s roles is to help select students for specialist training. Currently, he is training 2 promising middle school girls in the art of wire walking.
There isn't much to acrobatics. Just practice hard every day and listen to the teacher. If they can do that, they can grow up to be somebody.
Born in 1947, the son of peasant farmers, he joined his first troupe at the age of 11. He is passionate about keeping the old arts alive.
We cannot lose important Chinese traditions. I teach students to balance earthen pots or spinning plates. These acts must not be forgotten.